This is Izumi Yu, a kind and cheerful high school student, who always seems to have bad luck. While getting ready for his first day of school, he trips on the pavement seconds after leaving the house and falls to the ground while avoiding bird droppings. Despite his bad luck, Izumi considers himself lucky in one aspect of his life: he has a cute girlfriend named Shikimori Miyako. As they walk to school, Izumi's luck is tested once more when a speeding truck nearly hits him. Thankfully, Shikimori's tingle saves him from the accident. Izumi can't help but find his girlfriend even more attractive in that moment. Upon arriving at school, Izumi is pleasantly surprised to find out that Shikimori is in the same class as him, which makes him feel lucky for once. They then meet up with their classmates, Nekazaki, Hakamitsu, and Inuzuka, and confirm that they will be in the same class this year. However, a small incident happens when a classmate accidentally slips with the duster and nearly lands on Izumi. Shikimori's tingle appears to defend him and lands on her head. Izumi quickly wipes the dust from her head, which embarrasses her, and excuses herself to the restroom. Later, on her way back to class, Shikimori overhears some of their other classmates telling Izumi that a boring person like him doesn't deserve a cute girl. Shikimori enters the class and asks Izumi to accompany her to the library. As they walk away together, Shikimori returns a cold glare in the direction of her classmate, leaving them terrified of her. After school, Inuzuka invites Izumi to the bowling alley, where Hakamitsu, Shikimori, and Nekazaki join them. When they arrive, Nekazaki and Hakamitsu suggest that Shikimori pretend she can't play in front of Izumi to make it even cuter. However, when Izumi tries his luck at bowling, he consistently hits only one pin, showcasing his unlucky streak. But when it's Shikimori's turn, Izumi encourages her to do her best. Motivated by her boyfriend's support, Shikimori surprises everyone with a perfect strike, drawing the attention of the public. As they walk home together, Izumi expresses his gratitude to Shikimori for always protecting him, feeling guilty that he can't do the same for her. Suddenly, a large plank falls towards Izumi, but Shikimori's tingle kicks in, and she manages to save him. Holding his hand, Shikimori assures him that all she needs is for him to stay by her side, leaving Izumi speechless. During the school sports competition, the girls' team is competing in the volleyball competition, while the boys' team is playing football. Izumi is approached by Shikimori, who asks about his match time. However, after checking their schedules, they discover that their matches clash. Despite their separation, Izumi assures Shikimori that he will be cheering for her, and she promises to do her best. During the soccer match, Izumi gives all his efforts to play his best. However, as he prepares to launch a powerful kick, a gust of wind changes the movement of the ball, causing him to miss the kick entirely. As the match progresses, a sudden ball flies directly toward Izumi, who gets hit by the ball and collapses to the ground. In the nurse's office, Shikimori is concerned about Izumi's condition, but Izumi can't help feeling embarrassed about his performance on the field. As Shikimori prepares for her volleyball match, Izumi wishes to support and protect his girlfriend. However, Shikimori playfully teases him, which sparks a bit of his frustration. As the volleyball match begins, Shikimori's team finds themselves falling behind their opponents. Concerned about their potential loss, a recovered Izumi arrives and provides support to Shikimori and her team. Motivated by Izumi's presence, Shikimori is fueled with strong energy and delivers an outstanding performance. With Nekazaki by her side, the two of them rally their team, leading her team to victory. After the match, when Izumi congratulates Shikimori on the court, Kamiya and her teammates leave the field disappointed. Shortly after the match, Shikimori becomes popular, and a crowd of girls gathers to take pictures with her. Seeing her busy with the attention, Izumi decides to step aside and give her space. However, Inuzuka notices a volleyball heading toward Izumi and pushes him out of the way, accidentally getting hit in the face. When Shikimori sees Izumi leaning in closer to Inuzuka to apologize for his misfortune, she becomes enraged and envious. Later, while returning home without his girlfriend, Izumi nearly falls down the stairs. However, Shikimori saves him just in time. She scolds him for planning to walk home without her and confesses that she wants to go home with him. Izumi expresses how much he misses her and tells her that he will be waiting for her at the school entrance. Shikimori eventually agrees to walk home with him. The next day, Inuzuka surprises Izumi with 2 movie tickets, leading him to invite Shikimori to watch a movie with him. When an excited Izumi imagines himself going to the movies with Shikimori, he suddenly recalls that his previous dates with Shikimori are always ruined by his misfortune. Determined to avoid it, Izumi packs a bag full of items he believes will protect him from bad luck. Meanwhile, Shikimori is undecided about what to wear for their date. The next morning, Izumi meets Shikimori, and he is stunned by her adorable appearance. When they arrive at the cinema, Izumi kindly asks Shikimori to choose the movie she wants to see, and she chooses a horror film. Izumi believes this is an opportunity to show off his masculine side. But as the horror film begins, he becomes terrified and seeks comfort from Shikimori instead. After the movie, they decide to go to a bakery and buy some delicious pancakes. Unfortunately, Izumi loses his wallet again. However, their luck takes a positive turn when they meet Izumi's parents, who invite them to dinner. After eating together, Izumi's mother expresses her gratitude to Shikimori for being his girlfriend. Shikimori, believing in Izumi's strength and kindness, promises to always protect him, bringing joy to Izumi's mother's heart. When Izumi awakens from a deep sleep, he finds Shikimori playing a video game with his father. As they walk Shikimori back home, she tells Izumi that they will watch a movie he likes the next time. As Izumi and his friends gather on the school roof to plan their summer vacation, Nekazaki and Shikimori initially suggest going to the beach. However, they consider Izumi's sun sensitivity and decide to look for a different destination. Inazaka then suggests going to a river instead, where everyone can still enjoy the water without being overheated by the sun. As final exams approach, Nekazaki has other plans and insists on taking them all to the mall to shop for their upcoming summer trip. Shikimori asks Izumi if he plans to swim, but he declines due to his sun sensitivity. Shikimori feels pity for him, unable to see him in a swimsuit. Because of Izumi's limitations, Shikimori declines Nekazaki and Hakamatsu's request to go shopping for a swimsuit. Shikimori soon notices her boyfriend staring at a model in a swimsuit, which catches his eye due to the model's abs. However, Shikimori misinterprets his interest as jealousy and believes he is attracted to the swimsuit. So she excuses herself and runs to the restroom. In the meantime, Shikimori is looking for a swimsuit when she runs into Nekazaki and Hakamitsu, who are surprised by the revealing nature of the swimsuit she has chosen. Blushing with embarrassment, Shikimori explains that she chooses the swimsuit not out of personal preference, but because she wants to compete with the model who caught Izumi's attention. Understanding Shikimori's competitive nature, Nekazaki isn't surprised by her choice. She then recalls their previous basketball game in which Nekazaki successfully made a 3-point shot, capturing Izumi's attention and making Shikimori jealous. The match's intensity had risen, and Nekazaki was impressed by Shikimori's serious mode at the time. Remembering their competitive dynamic, Nekazaki offers her support to help Shikimori find a swimsuit that suits her. Meanwhile, as the girls return to join the boys, Izumi asks about Shikimori's buying. However, she intends to keep it a secret from him, making him suspicious. After arriving back home, Izumi receives a phone call from Shikimori. She teases him by expressing her desire to hear his voice, successfully making him feel embarrassed. They continue their conversation while gazing out their own windows at the beautiful stars. During their conversation, Izumi shares a story about a previous attempt to stargaze with his father, which was ruined by his usual bad luck. Shikimori unexpectedly promises to accompany him on a future stargazing trip. Hearing her deep promise, Izumi expresses his gratitude and tells her how much he misses her. Feeling embarrassed, Shikimori immediately hangs up the call. Shikimori then finds herself lying in bed, happily blushing and daydreaming about her conversation with Izumi. As their summer vacation begins, Izumi and his friends gather at the river spot and decide to have a barbecue. Noticing Inazaka's poor knife skills, Izumi steps in to help with the cooking. To everyone's surprise, Izumi turns out to be an excellent cook, which inspires Shikimori to give it a try as well. While everyone is busy having a barbecue, Shikimori tries to make her own dish. As her dish is ready to serve, Shikimori excitedly asks Izumi to try it, confident in her cooking skills. However, as Izumi takes a bite, he is surprised by how bad the food tastes. Despite this, he forces himself to eat it all in order to appreciate Shikimori's efforts, and she promises him that she will improve her cooking skills. After finishing their meal, they go to the river to have some fun. While everyone is having fun, Izumi notices a little girl being carried away by the river's current. Despite his poor swimming ability, Izumi bravely jumps in to save her. Although he successfully brings the child back to safety, Izumi's legs cramp up, making it difficult for him to climb out of the water. As the little girl calls for help, Shikimori quickly jumps in after him to rescue him. Once they are both back on land, she scolds Izumi for not asking for her help. The group gathers around them, relieved that both of them are safe. The little girl and her mother arrive to thank Izumi for his heroic act, and the girl expresses her gratitude by kissing him on the cheek, causing Shikimori to feel jealous. Returning to the group, they continue their fun by fishing in the river. Izumi suddenly compliments Shikimori on how cute she looks in her new swimsuit. They later return to town to buy ice cream, and Izumi shares an indirect kiss with Shikimori while he eats her ice cream. However, before Shikimori can do the same, Inuzuka appears and eats Izumi's ice cream, much to her annoyance. In response, she grabs her spoon, steals Inuzuka's ice cream, and eats it, causing her brain to freeze, but still finds it delicious. As they all head back home on the train, exhaustion sets in, and everyone falls asleep, including a cute Shikimori who unknowingly rests her head on Izumi's shoulder. Reflecting on the events of the day, Izumi realizes how fortunate he is to have such wonderful friends, particularly his cute girlfriend. When Shikimori wakes up, she notices Izumi sleeping on Inuzuka's shoulder but then notices him subconsciously moving his head to rest on her own shoulder, which makes her smile. While Izumi is resting at home due to his sunburn, he comes across news about an upcoming fireworks festival and immediately thinks of inviting Shikimori to join him. His father lends him a yukata to wear for the event, and Shikimori asks her brother for help in tying her kimono. When Izumi arrives at the entrance, he is surprised by how stunning Shikimori looks in her kimono. They enter the festival together and start exploring the various stalls and attractions. Izumi buys cotton candy for Shikimori to express his gratitude for her heroic rescue at the river. However, Shikimori politely declines, stating that seeing him happy is enough for her and that she's not particularly fond of sweet foods. They then visit the shooting range, where Shikimori shows off her impressive aim and easily wins a stuffed wolf doll. Shikimori presents the doll to Izumi as a symbol of her victory for him, and the operator is impressed by her abilities. Continuing their exploration, they unexpectedly encounter their friends. While the girls are taking selfies, Inuzuka invites everyone to play a game of goldfish scooping. Inuzuka effortlessly scoops up fish after fish, while Shikimori, frustrated, unintentionally scares them away. Nekazaki intervenes, suggesting they move on so that no one misses the upcoming fireworks show. As they make their way to watch the fireworks, Izumi remembers his father mentioning a special spot to watch it. However, due to Shikimori's bruised leg, Izumi offers to carry her on his back to make the journey easier for her. While they make their way up the long stairways, Shikimori inquires as to why he would do this, to which Izumi responds that he wants to see her smile. When they finally reach the top of the slope, they find a cozy bench to sit on with a perfect view of the upcoming fireworks show. In a vulnerable moment, Izumi admits that he wanted to take Shikimori to the fireworks festival the previous year as well, but was too afraid to do. Shikimori nudges his shoulder, revealing that she had been awaiting his invitation all along, making Izumi feel bad. She then reassures him that it's okay, as this year they get to experience the festival together. As they prepare to step down the stairs, Izumi stumbles, but his father comes to their rescue just in time. To their surprise, Izumi's mother also appears, revealing that they had attended the same venue. Izumi's class is busy preparing for the cultural festival as the new school semester begins. Izumi is on the costume team, while Shikimori is on the decoration team. Izumi can't help but be envious of Shikimori, who appears to be having a good time with her group. When one of the girls on Izumi's team asks about sewing, Izumi explains it well and receives a compliment from the group, making Shikimori jealous. During the preparations, Inuzuka and Nekazaki are carrying materials, and Inuzuka mistakenly believes Shikimori is annoyed with him, causing some confusion among the group. On the first day of the 3-day cultural festival, Izumi is nervous about his class's preparations and feels pressure to do better than the previous year. When he arrives at school, he is given a random couple number, which is written as 44. In Izumi's class, they have set up an animal cafe, with everyone dressed as different animals. Izumi then approaches Shikimori and compliments her on how cute she looks in her bunny costume. As the festival begins, Izumi becomes overwhelmed by his tasks and nearly trips over a dropped tissue. Shikimori, on the other hand, manages to catch him just in time, preventing any accidents. On their way home, Izumi informs Shikimori that he has been assigned to look after the library for 3 hours. The next day, Izumi finds himself working as the student librarian, with Kamiya as the only other person present. As they return a book to the shelf, Izumi recalls their first meeting, when Kamiya taught him about being a librarian. In the present, Kamiya confronts Izumi about how he and Shikimori met because she is interested in Shikimori. Meanwhile, Shikimori becomes jealous when she sees that she doesn't have the same number as Izumi in the pair numbers game. She decides to find someone who has the same number as Izumi and exchange it. Izumi then tells Kamiya about their experience at last year's culture festival. Izumi and Shikimori got the same number. After that, Izumi asked Shikimori out, and they began dating. However, when they insisted on taking a group photo, Izumi tried to look for his number and realized he had lost the paper. Izumi was about to give up when Shikimori persuaded him to at least try before giving up, which revived his energy. In the end, they were unable to locate the missing number and had to beg the festival's chairman for assistance. Because the rule states that both couples must have their number, the festival's chairman assisted them in obtaining it. So they both had their couple photos taken together. After the festival, Izumi summoned the courage to ask Shikimori out on a date, which she accepted, and hugged him tightly. It is then revealed that this year Kamiya has the same number as Izumi. Kamiya imagines herself as a princess who is unable to express her forbidden love for Izumi in a dance. However, reality interrupts her daydream when Nekazaki calls her outside. There, Kamiya meets Shikimori, who notices their matching numbers in the pair numbers game. Shikimori kindly asks Kamiya to exchange numbers with her, and Kamiya agrees, handing over the number to her. As they enter the library together, Shikimori notices Kamiya is feeling comfortable around Izumi. Later, after they have finished their work, Kamiya finds comfort on the school rooftop, reflecting on her decision to bury her feelings for Izumi. Shikimori unexpectedly appears, approaching Kamiya with the intent of returning her number. Shikimori explains that she doesn't want to do anything unfair to her feelings. Although Kamiya refuses to return the number, she promises Shikimori that she will not approach Izumi again. Seeing Kamiya tearing up, Shikimori tears off the paper in front of her and embraces a crying Kamiya, encouraging her to respect her own feelings and thanking her for her kindness. As Shikimori walks away to meet Izumi, Kamiya wishes them both happiness. Meanwhile, Izumi takes Shikimori to a peaceful park, surprising her with a special birthday gift as she turns 17. Opening the present, Shikimori's face lights up with delight as she discovers a cute heart-shaped necklace, which Izumi helps her put on. Shikimori tells him not to change, praising him for who he is. In response, Izumi expresses how he has grown stronger since meeting her and promises to grow even stronger to ensure her safety. Touched by his words, Shikimori is moved to tears, tightly embracing Izumi and promising never to leave his side. When Izumi is absent from school, he texts Inuzuka to ask for his notes. Hearing their conversation, Shikimori becomes jealous because she hasn't received any texts from her boyfriend. After school, Shikimori asks Inuzuka if she can accompany him to Izumi's house, and he kindly agrees. As they walk away, Nekazaki asks Hakamitsu to keep an eye on them, and she says yes. At the grocery store, Shikimori asks Inuzuka to pick up some medicine for Izumi. While they choose cough drops and candy for Izumi, Shikimori seeks advice from Inuzuka. During the process, Shikimori accidentally refers to Inuzuka as Big Brother, causing an awkward moment between them. Their shopping trip takes an unexpected turn when they meet Hakamitsu, who reveals that she has been secretly following them. In a sudden burst of detective mode, Hakamitsu reveals a surprising truth to Shikimori. She unconsciously associates Inuzuka with her own older brother, noticing similarities in their speech patterns and behavior. Shikimori realizes that her possessiveness and jealousy of Inuzuka are motivated by a desire for her brother's attention, rather than a dislike for Inuzuka. This realization makes her feel embarrassed. A few days later, Shikimori and Nekazaki unexpectedly run into Kamiya at a bookstore. Nekazaki initially doubts that Kamiya will hang out with them, but she eventually agrees to join them. The trio enjoys their trip to the mall, exploring various shops and having fun. While Nekazaki goes to use the restroom, Kamiya takes advantage of the opportunity to invite Shikimori to play at the arcade. Just as Nekazaki is about to return, she notices Kamiya's cheerful and friendly demeanor toward Shikimori, which impresses her. Their adventures lead them to a basketball court, where they are challenged by two other girls. They eagerly embrace the challenge and thoroughly enjoy their time together. After winning the match, they pose for a group photo to celebrate the moment. As Kamiya and Nekazaki walk back home together, Nekazaki notices that Kamiya always appears to be in pain and asks her about the person who made her truly smile that day. Kamiya is unable to respond, but she promises to reveal it someday. As the athletic festival approaches, Izumi's teacher decides to hold a lottery to select the relay team members. Izumi is hoping that he will not be chosen, but luck is not on his side, and he is chosen. Unfortunate circumstances strike again when Hakamitsu also finds herself joining the team. Shikimori secretly switches places with the girl because she secretly wants to be with Izumi. Determined to help their friends, Inazaka and Nekazaki volunteer to join the relay team as well. After school, the five of them gather to begin practicing for the relay race. However, Hakamitsu struggles to improve her speed, while Izumi continues to be unlucky. Even after the others have left, Izumi and Hakamitsu decide to stay on the field and practice. Finally, the day of the athletic festival arrives, and the first event is the mock cavalry battle. Unfortunately, both Izumi and Inazaka lose out on this competition. The next event is the girls' ball toss, where Hakamitsu gets to show off her ball tossing skills, and she impresses everyone by taking second place. As the final event, the relay race takes center stage. As the race begins, Nekazaki's speed allows their team to take the lead. During the transition, however, Hakamitsu's speed causes her to be left behind, and she also trips and falls to the ground. Determined to keep smiling and run together with her friends, she forces herself to stand up and continues running. She passes the baton to Izumi, who has yet another accident when his shoe falls off while running. Refusing to let his bad luck define him, he takes off his other shoe and continues running barefoot. Despite these obstacles, Izumi manages to pass the baton to Shikimori, who accelerates and overtakes all other competitors. With the finish line in sight, Inazaka becomes the final runner, receiving the baton from Shikimori. He summons a burst of energy, leading the team to a stunning comeback and securing first place in the race. With joy and gratitude, the team celebrates their victory. Hakamitsu expresses her gratitude to her friends, saying she had a great time with them all. On their way home, Izumi invites Shikimori to watch an advertisement for an amusement park that promises a fun and romantic experience. They both realize they haven't been on a date in a long time and decide to go to the amusement park together. Shikimori, excited about their upcoming outing, goes shopping with her brother the next day at a mall to find the perfect outfit for her date with Izumi. Sensing her frustration, her brother suddenly recalls a time in their karate training, when Shikimori was his successor. One day, her brother decided to quit karate after discovering another interest. He advised Shikimori to be true to herself and not try to be someone else, unlike her brother or mother. Inspired by her brother's words, Shikimori made the decision to quit karate and focus on becoming a cute girl. Later, on the first day of her middle school entrance exam, Shikimori ran into Izumi for the first time. She noticed him in trouble as his exam card got stuck in a tree. Determined to help, Shikimori climbed the tree and retrieved his exam ticket. However, she believed that she had made a bad first impression on him. Despite her concerns, Shikimori ran into Izumi again on their first day of high school. He expressed his appreciation for her assistance during the entrance exam and his delight at seeing her again. Shikimori, moved by his confession, grabbed his hand and asked for his name, kicking off their friendship. Returning to the present, Shikimori spots a cute lipstick but decides not to buy it due to its expensive price. However, when she starts getting dressed for the upcoming date, she is pleasantly surprised when her brother presents her with the very same lipstick she wanted. While waiting at the amusement park, Izumi is pleasantly surprised when Shikimori appears in her mother's outfit, looking cool and confident. They enter the park together and decide to ride a Sleeping Beauty-themed attraction. While they wait in line, Izumi asks Shikimori about her dreams. Shikimori shares that her dream was to fall in love with someone, and she believes the dream has been fulfilled now that she is with Izumi. When they finally board the Sleeping Beauty ride, their excitement peaks as they enter the world of wonder and magic. However, their conversation is abruptly interrupted, and Izumi unexpectedly falls asleep during the ride. Shikimori considers kissing Izumi while he's sleeping, but the ride ends before she can do so. They then continue to have fun at the amusement park, enjoying various attractions and games together. The day turns into night, and they go to a fancy restaurant for a romantic dinner. After their meal, Shikimori remembers the advertisement they saw earlier, which showed a couple kissing. She asks Izumi to jokingly recreate the kiss from the commercial. Izumi happily agrees, oblivious to the true meaning, assuming she means holding hands. When they walk towards a gondola ride, Izumi realizes Shikimori's motivation for the advertisement request. As they board the gondola, they are enjoying the city's night view. However, when Izumi wants to take a selfie together, a power outage plunges them into darkness. In the absence of other distractions, Izumi recalls Shikimori's concern about him drifting away from her. To reassure her, he finds the courage to kiss her on the cheek and confess his love, promising to be always by her side. The lights flash back on, and Shikimori, overjoyed by Izumi's gesture, tightly embraces him, expressing her happiness and how it exceeds any dream. Back at school, Shikimori excitedly shares the events of their date with Nekazaki and Hakemitsu. She promises to be more open-hearted like Izumi and values her friend's acceptance and support. Hakemitsu admits that she is completely supportive as long as Shikimori and Izumi are happy together. That's a wrap. Thank you for watching.